Look around. Do you see them? The new poor. They don't wear torn clothes. On the contrary, they wear the latest sneakers. They have the iPhone that others stood in line for hours to get. Their Instagram feed is a high-gloss lie of vacations, fancy dinners, and the perfect life. But here is the dirty little secret lurking behind the facade. They are in debt up to their necks. They own nothing of what they show off. The car is leased, the apartment is rented, the smile is on credit. They have an expensive phone, but their bank account is emptier than a politician's promise after the election. And if they have managed to save anything, it's all eaten up by inflation. They live in constant, gnawing fear of the next bill. Does any of this sound familiar? Even a little bit? Then you better damn well stay tuned, because today we're ripping off the mask. We will show you the 12 brutal signs of the new poverty. And more importantly, we will show you the only real way out of this modern prison. This is a wake-up call, a red notice. Your chance to change the game before it breaks you. Forget the image of this starving beggar. The new poverty is quiet, it's insidious, it's a psychological state disguised as a lifestyle. The new poor may even earn a lot of money, but it slips through their fingers like sand. Why? Because they are slaves to a broken system that trains them to be consumers, not owners. They chase money, but they don't understand it. They don't live in misery, but they damn well don't live in freedom. Their lifestyle is a facade financed by their future labor. A trap made of a lack of financial literacy, low self-worth, and a system that wants to keep you poor. If you recognize yourself in the following points, this isn't an attack. It's your lifeline. Grab it. A first clear sign is when you're putting on a wealth theater for an audience that doesn't care about you. When your biggest worry is what the neighbors think of your car or what your followers think of your new jacket, you're on the wrong track. You're spending money you don't have to impress people you don't like. Real wealth doesn't shout, it whispers. It lies in inner security, not outer appearances. Those who truly have wealth don't need to prove anything to anyone. Stop playing to the gallery and start building for your own freedom. Another sign is that your life has become a subscription model. If you live in the fiat system and pay for your consumption in installments, the phone, the TV, the vacation, then that's the first red flag. Installment payments are the rule for you, not the exception. You no longer think, what does this cost? But rather, does the monthly payment fit my budget? Hard truth, if you can only afford it in 12 small, convenient installments, you cannot afford it. Period. Every installment is an invisible chain you put on yourself. You are pawning your future sweat for the cheap thrill of today. But consumer debt is just a symptom. The real disease runs much deeper. It shows up every single month like a bad omen. This leads directly to the next point. Waiting for payday is your extreme sport. If you spend the last days of the month staring at your bank statement like a castaway scanning the horizon for land, you are trapped. You're not living. You are surviving from paycheck to paycheck. This constant fear, this underlying stress, robs you of your sleep, your creativity, your joy for life. It keeps you in a cycle where there is never enough left over to invest, to save, or to just damn well breathe. It is not normal to be constantly broke. It's a symptom of this new poverty and shows that you are living beyond your means. The next sign. You buy to feel, not to own. The classic trap. A bad day at the office? New shoes. A fight with your partner? A new watch. Inner emptiness. A new tech gadget. The short-lived high of consumption as a bandage for the soul. The problem isn't the purchase, the problem is the why. If consumption is your emotional release valve, you are filling a bottomless pit. What you truly need cannot be found in a shopping mall. You find it in your mind and in your discipline. Take control of your life, not your credit card. You're trying to fill an inner void but ignoring the biggest void of all. You invest in everything except your knowledge. The new poor constantly complain about their money problems, but they would never spend 20 euros on a book about finance. They watch Netflix for hours, but not a single documentary about the economy. Financial literacy is not a luxury. It is a damn necessity in a world designed to keep you ignorant. The wealthy know the best investment is in their own minds. Whoever cuts corners here pays the highest price in the end. And so it happens that you work like an animal, but your bank account doesn't grow. You slave away 40, 50, or 60 hours a week, you're hardworking, but at the end of the month, the money is gone. Evaporated. This is the classic symptom of the new poverty. You are selling your lifetime, but you have no idea how to keep and grow the proceeds. You don't just have to work for your money must also work for you. If your effort isn't creating financial freedom, don't change the effort, change the strategy. Another warning sign is your relationship with money. Are you more afraid of talking about it than your next dentist visit? The new poor have exactly this fear. They avoid the conversation because it reveals their insecurity. Money only becomes a topic when it's lacking, but then only as a complaint and in desperation. Anyone who wants to become financially free breaks this taboo. They talk about money before it becomes a problem. They plan, learn, and invest. Stop avoiding the topic. See money for what it is, a tool. Learn to use it before it uses you. Another sign, instead of focusing on your own money, you are far too busy with others. Your compass is the success of others. You scroll through social media, and every glimpse at someone else's life is a small sting. Their vacation, their car, their success. You are stuck in the comparison trap trying to keep up. A race you can only lose. The success mentality works differently. It focuses on its own path, on its own growth, on building real wealth, not the illusion of it. The moment you stop looking left and right, you can finally hit the gas. And before we get to the solution for all these problems, we come to the last most deadly sign of all. You have lost faith that it is possible for you. This is the final stage, resignation. The belief that wealth is only for others. For the lucky ones, the ones with the right parents, the ones with the right instincts. I can't change my situation anyway. That is the biggest lie you tell yourself. This is the moment when the new poverty changes from a condition to your identity. The change begins the moment you decide you deserve more, when you take responsibility. Okay, we've now looked in the mirror of unpleasant truth. You might have recognized yourself in 1 or 2 points. And now? Feel bad? Give up? No. Now we switch to attack mode. You have to understand one fundamental thing. The new poverty is not an accident. It is a programmed result. You are playing a game whose rules were written for you to lose. The game is called fiat currency. Your euro, your dollar, that is not money. It is currency. And it is designed to lose value. Every time a central bank pushes a button and creates new money out of thin air, your savings, your hard-earned wages become a little bit less valuable. This is called inflation. It is a hidden tax that punishes savers and rewards debtors. It is the engine that keeps you trapped in the hamster wheel of the new poverty. You work harder, but the finish line keeps moving further away. You cannot win this game by following its rules. You have to change the playing field. And this is where Bitcoin comes in. It is the first form of money in human history that no one can control, censor, or inflate. First, Bitcoin turns you into a real saver. Once you understand that with Bitcoin, you own money that doesn't lose value but can actually gain purchasing power over time, your relationship with consumption changes radically. With every pointless expense, you ask yourself, is this expensive coffee, this brand name shirt, this new gadget really worth giving up my valuable Satoshis for? Suddenly, you realize how much money you burn on useless junk just to impress others. This need to show off completely loses its appeal. Bitcoin educates you to protect your money and save consciously. You stop plugging holes with consumption and start building a real foundation for your future. Second, Bitcoin forces you to have a low time preference. The new poverty thrives on instant gratification. Bitcoin is the exact opposite. It rewards patience and long-term thinking. It teaches you to plan for the future instead of just for the next weekend. It changes your entire mindset about money from a means of spending to a means of storing energy and time. Third, Bitcoin ends your powerlessness. In the fiat system, you are just a passenger at the mercy of inflation, banks, and politics. Bitcoin gives you the steering wheel back. Here, you are your own bank. Only you have control over your assets. This shift from victim to actor. This financial sovereignty is the most powerful motivation there is. Fourth, Bitcoin breaks the money taboo. Remember that fear of talking about money? Bitcoin heals that. Suddenly, you're part of a global community of people who are curious, critical, and future-oriented. People are talking about money again, but not from a place of scarcity, but from a place of interest and fascination. They exchange knowledge, recommend books, listen to podcasts. Bitcoin is an intellectual rabbit hole that forces you to educate yourself and see the world with new eyes. It turns a topic of fear into an adventure. You can keep going as before, running in the hamster wheel, juggling bills, hoping for the next paycheck, and pretending everything is fine. You can remain a slave to the old system, or you can make a decision today. The decision to learn, the decision to take control, the decision to put a small part of your energy, your money, into a system that works for you, not against you. The way out of the new poverty is not a lottery win. It is a change in consciousness. It is the realization that you are in a rigged game and the courage to start your own. Bitcoin is not just an investment, it is your declaration of independence. If this wake-up call has reached you, then this is your first step. Hit the like button so this algorithm wakes up others too. In the next video, I'll show you how to securely store your Bitcoin so that no one can ever take it from you. This is the step that many beginners mess up, and it changes everything.